My brothers and sisters, I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to speak to you again about matters that are very important to us. On the 8th of May this year, the Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference issued a press release about the matters concerning asylum seekers in our country. What's interesting is that this is not the first time that we've released a press release. It's not the first time that we've spoken up about these matters. In fact, many of our bishops have been actively engaged, not only in talking to the government about the policy, but speaking to communities about the responses we should be making to these people. Some of our bishops are deeply involved in pastoral care of the people who are held in the detention centres throughout our country. And even here in Adelaide, we have a very strong pastoral program run by the Sisters of Mercy that is involved with the people who are detained in Inverbrackie. And the Sisters of Mercy have established a unit here in Adelaide to provide special care for people who are asylum seekers and refugees. So many people, I think, thought that maybe the Church, and especially the bishops, had been silent about this matter. And in fact, it's something that's been of great concern to us and something that we've not only talked about, but done much about. So I'm really pleased that this press release, which was published on the 8th of May, has had the opportunity to find its way into people's lives through the use of personal media. It's really wonderful that we've been getting such terrific responses from people everywhere who've read our press release and applauded and said that they'd support the very things that we're talking about. One of the reasons why what we had to say was not newsworthy was because we just kept saying that the government is wrong. The policies that we put forward by now 2 successive governments in the federal arena are wrong. Well, once you say that, of course, it loses its newsworthiness because it's been said, so where's the new story? One of the points that I've made to the bishops over and over again is that what we really need to do in order to capture the imagination of the Australian people and to alert them to the reality of what's going on here is that we need to tell the stories of the people. We're not talking about blocks. We're not talking about people who have no name or no life. We're talking about men and women and children who have families, men and women and children who have suffered incredibly from the places that they've come from. Now, no doubt, in the middle of all this, there could be some people who are not being fair and doing the right thing. But you can't use the possibility that somebody might be doing something wrong in order to turn away from the real needs of ordinary people like you and I. People like us, who have lives like us, whose lives have been torn apart by the terrible experiences that they've had in their homelands. People who have to leave where they live so that their children will have a future. Even, in fact, to leave so that their children will survive. That the pressure on them is so great that they realise that their very lives are at stake. So, this is a really serious matter for us. And we will continue to speak up against the policies of our government, which we think are wrong. We think that they actually demean our country. We believe that there is a way in which Australia can respond to all of this that is better because it deals with the dignity of the people who come. So let's pray to the Lord that as a people here in Australia, we'll be able to respond to the better elements of our nature and recognise the needs of our brothers and sisters who come to us and who are looking for refuge and safety in our community. It is possible for us to do this. We don't have to follow this policy. There are other ways of dealing with the issues that are presented to us by these major international problems. So let's pray that the Lord will lead us out of this and help us to be more caring and better nation in the way that we respond to refugees and asylum seekers.